Friends, at least some of you may be thinking of marrying a foreigner. Now, it would be worthwhile to know the procedures involved before going and heading for the altar. I'm Advocate Faisal. Now, marriage with a foreigner can be solemnized both in India or abroad, where we have our consular offices. Now, in India, marriage could be gone through before the registrar of marriages, or it could be done before a priest, as in a customary marriage. Coming to the former one, the parties to the marriage, that is the bridegroom and the bride, will have to submit a notice of intention to marry before the registrar concerned in the district in which the one of the parties at least is residing. The party abroad can direct his application through the partner who is in India, meaning the foreigner need not have to come all the way from abroad and submit the notice before the registrar. He can do it through his partner who is already there in India. Now, the registrar, on receiving the notice, will put it up in his registration office for the public to see, and he may also direct at times for publication of the notice in a local newspaper. Now, there's a period of 30 days in which any person from the public can raise objection. If an objection is received by the registrar during this period, he obviously cannot go ahead with the marriage. He cannot conduct the marriage without resolving the matters raised in the objection. After the period of 30 days, otherwise, the parties, bridegroom and the bride, along with 3 witnesses and the necessary papers, can appear before the registrar and exchange vows. Now, the necessary papers are: number 1, passport of both parties; 2, birth certificate of both the parties; 3, if one of the party is a widower, a death certificate of the deceased partner formally; and if any of the parties is a divorcee, again a divorce decree will have to be produced before the registrar, and also a certificate showing residence for at least 30 days in India. In the case of a foreigner, a report by the station head officer of the police station in whose jurisdiction the foreigner had stayed will suffice. In the case of a person who is resident in India already, a ration card or any other document approving the residence will do. Now, the person in the other case, where the party opt for a customary type of marriage before a priest, the basic matter to be looked into is that the parties should both belong to the same religion. For instance, if it is a Hindu marriage, obviously they have to be both the bridegroom and the bride have to be Hindus. And number 2, they shouldn't be within the prohibited degrees of relationship. And 3rd, the boy should be at least 21 or above, and girl 18 or above. Talking of age, that applies for civil marriage described earlier, wherein the marriage takes place before the registrar. Now, in the customary type of marriage, the parties after the marriage ceremony will have to verify their marriage before the RDO or STM. I'm sorry, STM, subdivisional magistrate. And during marriage, it would be better if they could procure the presence of a gazetted officer who can vouchsafe regarding the conduct of the marriage before the subdivision magistrate. Now, other than the documents which are already described, which is needed in the civil marriage, namely the birth certificate, passport, in case of a widower, the death certificate, in case of a divorcee, decree of divorce, and proof of residence. All these have to be produced in this case also. Additionally, the Purohit or the priest who had conducted the marriage will have to give a certificate proving the ceremony, the marriage ceremony have been gone through. And if any of the parties have converted, a certificate showing conversion should also be produced before the STM. And after verification, the marriage can be registered. Now, coming to marriage conducted abroad, the consular officers have been provided with the powers of being a marriage officer. The parties, akin to the civil marriage, will have to give a notice of intention to marry before the consular officer, and he in turn will put up the notice in his office for the public to see, and also may direct the parties to publish it in a newspaper. Now again, there is a period of 30 days in which objections are received, and after the period of 30 days, the marriage can be solemnized before the marriage officer with the presence of 3 witnesses and necessary documents described herein before. And well, the parties hopefully can go through the rest of their lives in bliss, and of course, if all things goes well. Friends, if you have enjoyed this video, please do subscribe for similar videos in the future.